And we're on. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday. Nice to see you all. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. I just said you don't have to wear those.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
It makes you feel professional. What the
But
fuck?
now you're going to ruin... You guys were just talking about hair and, doing your hair and stuff.
I don't care about these.
Put your head down. Let's get a look at that.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. I have to tell you, it's really impressive.
Well, all right, I wouldn't go that far.
Come on, keep going.
Well, all right. Before we go any further, this is a big deal for me. Karen Krents is here, ladies and gentlemen. Karen Krents.
Thank you for having me. This is such an honor, and it was so easy to get here this morning. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from New Jersey. That was a 2-second drive, but not really. Maybe give or take a couple hours.
Hopefully it'll be worth it for you.
Oh, yeah,
I think the jury's still out. But
no, I feel it already.
Do you?
I do.
It's gas.
I do.
This is a big thrill for me. We were talking before we went on the air. We don't really know how we became friends on social media, but we've been social media friends for a long time.
Yeah.
But then over the summer, which it never came out because I was never told what to do with it, but comedian Buddy Fitzpatrick has a game show called And the Word Is. If you go on YouTube, you can find some of them.
So much fun.
But then he recorded some in here that we never put out. But that was, and Karen was on it, and that's when I fell in love with Karen because she would sit there looking all sad. You put your leg up while you're playing the game. Richie Byrne would be sitting right there. I'd be smacking him like, look at that, look at that, and he would be like, calm down, you freak. But that's when I was like, oh, Karen's fun, man. So that's I was like, I got to get Karen on this show. So this was, and then then you're on Brecco's show, and I told that weirdo, I was like,
yeah.
Jeez.
What are the chances that, by the way, is like 6 degrees of? I don't even know what that is exactly.
I don't know what that is.
Right? Because I did this show with Brecco. He was on the lineup that I was on. And then, he's like, oh, my God, you have to tune in. Tony said, I didn't even know that you were doing this show. And he's talking about you, and then I ended up doing his show. So it just ends up being just it's
a small community.
It is never burn your bridges. Don't talk shit about anyone because I guarantee you then
listening?
I'm listening.
The following week, you're going to end up on a show. The person's going to show up at your house. Something is going to happen.
Yep.
So, you just can never burn your bridges. But the fact that now I'm here, so thank you, John. Thank you, Brecco.
Right.
That, that was essentially because of him.
So we're thrilled you're here. This is a nice honor. And Sean is here. Sean, tell us, we were talking last week. In between French toast, we had a delivery of French toast last week.
Homemade.
Yeah, it was
really?
bread.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Was it challah French toast or no?
No, it was
Martin's.
Oh,
Martin's
okay.
potato bread. French
All
toast.
Right. How did I miss that week? I would have loved that.
It was election day.
It was impromptu.
So certain people were off from work, and we convinced.
Begged.
I did kind of beg, didn't I?
You kept throwing the black guy in the wheelchair in there too, so that helped.
Yes, that always. Do you play that card a lot?
All the time.
Yeah,
I would.
Would you?
Milk it.
Well, you don't have to. You got hotness. You can do anything you want.
Well,
you don't fool
one
me.
Would think, but
you got deep
what?
Curls.
I got serious deep curls. When you got a lot of hair and you're 5 feet tall with a lot of hair,
I wouldn't know.
Just really gets you.
The imagination alone gets you anything you want.
I gotta tell you, well, it's also I have to prove myself on stage. 2 seconds of jumping up there, I better be funny or else it just goes a completely different direction. I better prove myself within a nanosecond.
Well, that's not a problem because you're funny.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
What's the worst? What? Give us an example of how you've taken advantage and played the whole wheelchair card.
Well, it only works when people first meet me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, after they get to know me, they're like, fuck you. Yeah, but, it's an icebreaker. It's a conversation starter, with girls and stuff like that. Most of the girls I use it with,
So, what, you're talking pity sex?
Oh, yeah, I take sympathy sex. That's about 10% of my sex. 90% of it is, I wonder if it works, So.
Phenomenal.
Girls are very curious.
So 90% of the girls are very disappointed right now. They're walking around like, that fucking guy.
He tricked the shit out of me.
And it didn't work.
I thought it was just me. It's nothing worse getting cheated on by a wheelchair guy. Yo.
Oh my goodness.
Women check their priorities after that. Like, what am I doing wrong?
Well, the wheelchair card worked for you this weekend. You had who carried you up the stairs to do this show?
The owner and Jaconi. I think that's the guy who was running the show. So
Okay.
very dangerous. Very dangerous.
So Richie Byrne
Things I
didn't.
do for laughs.
Richie Byrne didn't help carry
Richie
you.
Burns did not help at all.
Dan LaRocco didn't help carry
Did
you.
not. Nah, they didn't know I was there, so I just called the.
They didn't know you were there.
Well,
yeah, right.
They were already in the venue.
Yeah,
so.
they saw you
Yeah,
driving up.
they
They're like, let me run upstairs. I don't have to carry his ass.
'Cause I don't know. There's no elevator here, so.
I mean, that right there in and of itself, it's like, what do you mean there's no elevator? I'm sure there's something that goes through your head like, well, that's great. I want to be carried up a bunch of steps
Carried up a bunch
by
of stairs.
a bunch of men I don't even know.
New guys.
I
Yep.
mean, no thank you.
Didn't know if they had drinks before or nothing.
Yeah, no.
And they're convincing me, like, we got it.
And you know full well, by the way, if this goes bad, all right?
It's all on me.
I mean, I just had
All
a
over.
similar situation, not doing stand-up, but I hurt myself. So this is years ago. I was play wrestling with a good friend of mine.
Nice.
It was the night before he was getting married.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, we were goofing around.
I was picturing all sorts of nudity.
We
Mud
both
and
had our
jello?
clothes on. It wasn't
Mud
that.
and jello? Oh,
No,
yeah.
if
Keep the
we're gonna
story
get
in.
into
Keep
the
the story.
We both had our clothes on. Let's give him a shout out. His name's Daryl Stevens. To this day, he's a very good friend of mine. So, playing around, we're on the loft space of this house they rented out. He was getting married in this house up in Lake Placid, New York.
Oh,
So we're in the
nice.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I have a bad left knee. I don't know if anyone has it, like an injury that keeps.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the left knee. I live for you. Okay, honestly. That really. How many times is actually? All right, but we're just gonna keep going.
All right, sorry about that.
No, that was actually on me. So we're play wrestling. My knee pops out. I have a bad left knee.
Yeah.
Knee pops out. I dislocate my left knee. It's now on the side of my leg.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. It was actually more painful than giving birth to both my daughters, and I'm not joking.
Oh, I
It really
believe it.
was more painful. I've been more painful than having my vagina split in two. And then where the injury happened, where this whole thing happened, I was up in this loft space of this house. So you're looking at steep staircase of about maybe 30 steps.
Right.
Well, I'm in such pain. We now have to call 911.
Oh, wow.
And the Jolly Volleys, right? All the volunteer firemen.
The Jolly Volleys. I've never heard
Have
that.
not the
term.
Jolly Volleys.
I've never heard
Call them
that.
the Jolly Volleys. They were 100% drinking, right? They weren't reeking of cheap beer. I am writhing in pain on the floor in a pair of tight jeans and a tank. They come up. They think it's Christmas morning, right? I'm like, they hook me up. They attach me to a stretcher.
Yeah.
And now are proceeding to carry me down on the stretcher. This flight of steps that I'm like, okay, if anyone, and obviously they're jostling me and there's talk going on. There's bad breath on my face. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it through it. I think I'm going to slide off the stretcher. And then the nearest hospital, because it was right outside of Lake Placid, it was a 40-minute ambulance ride.
Oh, my goodness.
Without pain meds. Having to these guys are like practically on top of me in the back of the ambulance. I'm like, you know what? Really?
No, they couldn't give you
That
any.
made me think of that story. Do you see the direct? Do you see how that?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you seeing that?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful. Segway was beautiful. I have so many questions in that story. Like, what the fuck were you doing wrestling? Like,
I
who are
know.
you?
So
Yeah, the day before he's getting married, yeah, he wasn't thinking like this is my
no,
last time
if
before I get
you-
married.
So this is the thing. He was one of the few guys. So I was bullied. We're not going to make it a downer now. We're not okay.
But you're a tomboy.
But
You was?
so I used to look somewhat like a boy. I went through a bad stage. Everyone went through this in high school where you didn't really know.
You're ruining my fantasies.
I'm
Just so you
sorry,
know.
but let's just say this: I still knew I was a woman, so it wasn't that confusing. However, I was bullied a lot. I had the short hair, and my one friend, I was at a boarding school where I was a day student, so I was just teased a lot. I was, So there's one guy that I was wrestling with. He was like literally one of my first friends there, and one of the few guys that didn't bully me.
Oh, okay.
So hence, here we are at his wedding, and he's one of my closest friends. I don't know why we felt the need to start wrestling. It just seemed like the thing to do at the time. I don't know why. Maybe
Wrestle
we
me
were all
right now.
drinking. Come on, let's do it. That, by the way, does anyone who wants to see that? Really?
I do. That would
do.
be hilarious. I'm sure you do.
I'm much
Say,
stronger.
man, you won. You won.
The lawsuit does not go to governors or me. Just go after him. Wow.
That could really start everyone off. That's how we start off the podcast.
I think that would be awesome.
Jolly Volleys.
Jolly Volleys.
Have you not heard John
Never
Volleys?
would.
I've never heard that either.
So my husband used to be a medic, so we always used to call the volunteer medics or those Jolly Volleys, and
That's hilarious.
he's a Brit, so maybe that's what.
Start using it.
Yeah.
So you feel you can relate to Sean because you popped your knee?
So this is the part of the story that I can relate to, Tony. Okay. The part of the story that I really was the being brought up the stairs and down the stairs by strangers that were drinking.
Somebody else's hands.
By someone else's hands, and you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yes.
And if it goes badly,
So
right?
you.
I mean, who gets fucked up in the end? I mean, that's the issue. So when I
Your
kept
kneecap
saying to
was
them,
already fucked up.
my kneecap was already fucked up.
It's on the side of your leg. The cap.
Literally on the side of my leg. You guys can't see this at home. The camera doesn't. But you can imagine. It literally was on the side of my leg. And what was a very innocent wrestling move, right?
Yeah.
It went bad very quickly. And then, have you ever all of a sudden just immerse yourself into so much pain? I don't know if this happened to either one of you. Where you don't know necessarily, it's an automatic thing. It's like, you're fine 1 second, and then the next minute, you were just in complete agony.
Oh, yeah.
That I can only count really on one hand.
You're retired now, though, right?
I'm a retired wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm retired now.
Okay.
I mean, we could bring, if there was French toast here this morning, if there was French toast like you
You had
guys
to
had
fight
last
for it?
week, and I had that sugar in me, I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, really?
No, so...
There's an IHOP, literally. I swear to
know.
God. Should
Well,
I have?
I've known there was syrup involved in sugar then, but I don't eat bread. Do you guys eat breakfast I'm an intermittent faster.
Very intermittent.
Intermittent faster?
Yeah, do you know what that
Does it
means?
look like I? What do you? Why?
No,
What?
So it means that because I'm getting old, in terms of the calorie count, everyone's snoring at home, right? Whoever's watching, I apologize. Let's go back to wrestling.
Yes, go back to the girls wrestling in mud and jello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's fucking go back to me wrestling you right now, even though I'm retired. But so I don't eat breakfast anymore. My first meal of the day is lunch, just because at this point it's not easy. It's really being a woman. It's not. You guys would know. It's hard, and it becomes increasingly harder as you get older. It just is. If you are that kind of woman. I kind of wish I wasn't, to be honest. I wish I was just let it all go.
No, I'm,
Kind of gal.
no, I'm with you. 'Cause
know what I'm
it's
saying?
you're having to get the prostate exam, and now you got to start worrying about diabetes and cholesterol. Like this
Are you on
sucks.
top of it though, or no?
Semi.
Like you
All
kind
the new shit too. A1C. I don't even know what that is.
Oh
but
yeah,
you gotta look out for
you
that.
can't. You can't screw around. Like the
Yeah.
same thing for me. The breast exams, of which I'm like, the mammos and all that stuff. I mean, there's really.
Oh yeah, the compressor just smushing down.
Yeah,
your
there's
tits.
nothing to smoke. When it's. I mean, again, we don't need to go into it first thing this morning. But okay, let's just do it. So you and I were just talking about wrestling.
It's all about health, people.
It really is. Who knew that this is where we were going to go with this, Tony? That it was
You
gonna
never
be
know.
all
See,
about-
and this is what I was saying to you before. I like when the people
It's
just
just
come in and we
free
just
flow.
shoot the shit.
All I'm
You never know.
saying, it is important to get your mammo, but if you have nothing to squeeze in those two plates, and the tech is like just getting closer and closer, I'm like, if I was in any closer, and then it's pulling the. I'm like, you
Never
guys.
even thought of that.
Yeah, no, think about it.
All right, can I ask you a question?
Pinch a nipple.
That's what it is. I'm like, I guarantee you, there's no cancer in that. Like, it's literally, that's all you guys got in there.
But when women say that, like there's nothing there, like I'm like it forces me to look.
I know,
Like
I get
so
it.
now I want to say no, you're fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure that
just
you
wanna
don't have
say
that problem. They
some
look
helpful.
great, but like can I even do that? Like I don't want to get in trouble, but
No.
I mean, and I'm not.
Yeah.
We can talk about your tits all day. I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah,
But
I don't
just,
really. I'm not a tits. I never lead off. Everyone's got a body part that they lead off with. We could talk about that.
Yeah. What does that mean? Lead? What do you mean a body part they lead off with?
Meaning, so when I was single, right?
Yeah.
Not that you advertise it, because that makes it sound cheap and slutty. But if you're internet dating, which again, now I'm really aging myself. There wasn't. It wasn't what it is now. They
Right.
had like one or two sites, right?
Yeah.
And not that I advertise my ass, but my ass is definitely my. If anyone's got like a trademark, mine would
Oh, I
be
see what you mean. You put your best feature forward.
that pretty much.
All right.
So what? So you walk out on stage, you're like,
Well, so my husband is with me now, literally 23 years later.
Oh,
because
very
of
nice.
my ass. He saw me. He saw my ass. I was filing out of a wedding. I was on a blind date at the time. So that was weird. I didn't even know the people getting married. It's a weird story. But my husband was sitting in the back pew of the church, and ended up being good friends with a guy who I worked with at NBC who set me up on this blind date.
okay.
And he goes, "You know the woman walking out of the church right now?" And I had a tight dress on. And he
You
said,
knew it too, didn't you?
"Oh, I absolutely know."
Nice.
Because if that's what you lead with, right? I mean, that's just how things fit.
So I'm sorry I dropped that. Can you pick that up for me?
I can't reach it.
I'm not asking you.
I know. I'm just saying.
Don't cock block.
Do it.
She's
Bye,
talking
man.
about her ass. I want to see it now.
You was wanting
That
to see.
is so honestly.
You
if
threw it all the way over here. I
if it
didn't
was
know if it
that-
was my ass you wanted to see.
I know. Well, that again, it turns into a whole nother show. You and I were trying to like.
You can get it.
I don't need it. I don't. It can stay there. It's fine.
I knew. I know.
I wasn't
But that's
really
why
trying
I'm
to hide
sitting
it.
here now. Literally, it's been married for 23 years, or together for 23 years. Is that he's like on our first date? He's like, "I'm totally an ass man." And I saw your ass walking out of the.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
So, do you do the same thing? You know, once you go black, you never go back. We all know so do you just like walk out like, like and just?
I throw it over my shoulder and wheel out.
Yeah, right. You must run it over a lot. That
Run
must
it
suck.
over. It gets skid marks and shit. Gets all dirty from the dust on the floor. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. It's a headache having a big dick.
I mean, right?
It's a headache. Wish I had Tony's problems.
What, the small dick? Yeah. No hair, small dick.
No.
Yeah. So we got to put something together. We were talking about having a race, and now you two have to wrestle because I don't know how much.
This is a vibe.
All right, guys, I'm doing my usual thing. I don't know how you were telling me before we went on the air that
Go
you
on.
did a deep dive to learn about me. I don't know if you learned this though. I don't know if you learned that.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Ready? Come on, go ahead. Oh.
Is that?
No, believe me, that's better than what I'm doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think you should ask that keeps you married for 23 years.
Yeah, absolutely. See, this is what I mean. She's doing the game show with Buddy, and she'd be on the camera, Zoom at home like this.
I think it's your
Okay.
flexibility here.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
buddy, I'm
I-
ready for the next one.
Not that it's that kind of show where I'm like, wait, you can do that. Wait, hold on. Next. What's our
Holy
next
shit.
trick?
I
Super flexible.
I can't concentrate. You guys just
I know.
carry on.
About to feed her right now. Stuff like that.
I'll tell you, I once bust that move out on stage.
Did you?
The comic, so Josh Spears, a good friend of mine.
You
He's
can
now
do that
out in
standing
LA.
up?
No, I can't do it standing up.
Oh.
No. But he's like, if
Say,
you
we
ever
definitely got to
do
go-
that again on stage, the entire audience, I mean, there's nothing really funny about it. That's just whatever that is, actually. I
It's
don't know.
intriguing.
That's just full on, like, nastiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. The fact that truly, no, I did not know. I did the deep dive on it. I had no idea that.
So what? All right, now. I mean,
Where do we go from there?
I did my diving, so I can learn. I
Yeah.
didn't know, however, that your husband was or is British.
He is.
I didn't know. Where's he
Yeah.
from?
So he's originally from Birmingham,
Okay.
but his family moved around quite a bit.
Wanted by the law.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
He has the accent and everything?
He has the accent and everything.
So that's what kept you with him?
I do really like a man with an accent. Like I always pretty much knew.
Really, I didn't know that.
Me neither.
Ah.
I don't know what my
I don't
accent
know what that was.
I just had to sound different.
I like that you were like putting on your down south, like coming from down south.
Is that what that was?
Brawl. I
Down
felt like
south?
that's what that was.
I
Potentially.
thought I was going Jamaican, but didn't hit it all.
Okay, that's hysterical.
Uh,
I have to say, no, and then his whole family's still over in England, so
So you met him at the wedding.
I met him at the wedding.
Oh, okay. And that wedding was here.
That wedding was here.
Oh, okay.
And at this point now he's a citizen. He just got his citizenship.
Oh, congratulations.
So he's
Through
got-
you? Or
What's that?
he got it through you?
Not through me, no.
Oh.
So at that point he'd been living here for like 25 years, 26 years.
I thought once you got married, you like automatically a
Yeah.
citizen, no?
So he was married before me. It didn't last that long. And if you don't have kids with the
Especially
first
when you
marriage,
came around that wedding dress, right?
yeah, I'm telling you right now, we actually eloped. He and I
Oh,
eloped
wow.
in Las Vegas. That
Nice.
was fun. If you,
Elvis?
Oh,
he wouldn't do Elvis, but I'm like, it's my first marriage, so I actually really don't want to do that. But we just renewed our vows after 20 years, and we actually did get
Oh,
married
very
by
nice.
Elvis
Oh,
this
that's
past
cool.
that was
February.
sweet. You
It's
cried?
Huh? No.
No.
I cried the first time.
No.
I cried the first time. I didn't really. It was more after the fact. I'm like, oh my God, I hope this is really going to work. You know, those tears of
Of fear.
You know, you've been married for, I bet you, a while.
You've done well. Well, it's because it's been a few different women. That's why.
Yeah. Has it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I was married twice, then with a lovely lady for 10 years, but we weren't technically married, but we were living together. So I don't know. We consider ourselves married, but now I'm back with wife number 2.
Oh wow! Look at you.
Yeah. Yep.
That's even just interesting in
Word,
itself.
yeah.
That's a soap opera in
I mean,
itself. Yes.
I
That's the
feel like
black in
there's
you, right?
another story to be told there.
Oh yeah.
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 Because, you know, sometimes, do you ever find that when you go back to an ex? I even do this with friends. I did it recently. Where you're like, you know what? Why am I not friends with that person anymore? You know? And then you swing back around and you're like, wait, hold on. The light bulb just went on. I think I got it.
Yeah.
think I understand now.
I'm friendly with all of them.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, that says a lot about you.
In a
In a
weird.
good way.
Oh, in a good
No,
way.
in a good
Oh,
way. No,
okay.
are you friends with all your exes?
No. You talking? No, absolutely not.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about my ex-wives, not.
Right.
I mean, there are some exes I'm not friends with. But,
Right.
But
But
my
ex-wives.
ex-wives, yes, I'm friends
Yeah.
with the 3 of them. Yeah.
It's impressive.
Very impressive.
Because usually when marriages end, Tony,
Yeah.
There's bitterness.
there is bitterness.
Oh, we went through that.
And then you work back. Yeah,
yeah,
you
we
work
worked
back.
our
And
way
then
back.
depending on how many years. Now at our age, right, too, don't you find you almost even forget what was fucked up?
That's exactly what it is.
Isn't it? Isn't that
Really,
what it
it's
is?
true. You just
I'm
forget.
not joking. Like all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I just really am enjoying everyone. I have a love for people now at this stage of life that I definitely did not even have, say, a couple of years ago. I think you hit a certain stage in life, and everything just, you're like, why am I even letting anything bother me?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I just don't have the tolerance for the bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
I'll sit here and I'll talk to anybody. I really,
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people who I'll never speak to again, but
Yeah.
But for the most part, I just can't be bothered with it.
You and Andy made up?
Who? Andy?
Yeah.
Was I fighting with Andy? Oh, no, it turns out he wasn't mad at me at all. I just thought he was.
Well, you have all these, the fact that you interview so many comedians, and you have the comedian, right? That in and of itself, I mean, we're just very twisted people.
Oh, believe me, I've made a lot of enemies in this room.
Yeah. Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And some I've made up with, and others I haven't.
Yeah.
I had a bad, and I'm embarrassed about it, but I had a bad blowout with George Gallo on the air.
Did you?
In this room. And I regretted it, and I've made up with him, and George and I are fine. But you know George?
I don't know George personally. I know of him.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah,
He
I don't know
great
personally.
comedian,
Yeah,
very funny guy,
super talented.
Yeah, and yeah, we did it. It was right in this room on the air. Yeah, I felt awful about it. But
but you know what? Sometimes this is also the other thing too, is that to get up on stage, and you see how I just turn things around here into another genre, but. I think to get up on stage, and there's obviously something inherently wrong with you.
Absolutely.
And in terms of and it's not until you can actually own that, right? It's the same thing maybe with like getting back with exes, or it's like owning your stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then just realize you own it, and then you just move on. And
That's it.
It's the same thing with Oh, there's an exterminator.
There's an exterminator outside, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah.
So
that
we
makes me
have,
feel good.
we have our viewership. I like to call them family because I don't want to call them
'Cause they
fans.
are.
I don't have. Well, yeah, because it's only family that feels bad and that watches. We have one guy named Andrew Fremder who usually comments with bad jokes, and we end up getting mad at him.
Yeah.
But he just chimed in. My wife gets jealous because I still play with my Xbox. I thought that's kind of clever. I'll give it to him.
No, that's funny.
Good
I
wordplay.
I
Good
like
wordplay
that.
right there.
Yeah,
wordplay.
we'll give it to him. See, but that's the problem with him. You tell him that you liked it, and now he's going to come on even stronger, and it's going to get worse and
be 20
worse.
more.
And
And then
each
it's
one
up
will be
to
worse.
you, Tony, whether you decide to throw them
Yeah.
out there or not.
Oh, there have been plenty of times I said, you know what, I'm not reading that one, Fremder. Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. So I had a guest yesterday, just yesterday, that's an English actor.
Oh, you did? Oh, I saw that actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch yet because now I'm on, but I did see that he came on. Was he fun? Did he?
He was a lot of fun.
And Tony just went to England.
I did went to
you?
England 2-3 weeks ago. I was there.
Did you have fun?
I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Gay time.
A wonderful gay time. Explain that. I
It
did
was
you
my
go for
second
gay
trip to
pride?
England. Last time I
the
went,
side eye you gave me, like, what the fuck? You
I
saying
knew
that for?
I knew he was going. I knew you were going there.
Now I'm curious.
So the last time I
must
went,
do.
I went there for England. I went there for a week. This time, I only went for a day. I went to England for a day.
Okay.
Some
And
rich people shit, right?
It's like kind of or crazy, or he's just completely out of his mind.
I had one of
There's time changes involved.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Did
I
you
was.
Did you go watch? Was it rugby? Did you go for a match?
No, I went
How
for.
did the gay thing work?
Well, all right. Well, I'll explain that.
He'll get it in.
I'll explain that. So, all right. Well, he thought it was. I went to see
It was
one of
a
my.
gay thing. There was a couple of them.
There was a bunch of gay stuff going on. So I went. One of my best friends is English. He lives in England, and he was putting on a concert. I was like, I want to go see my friend do his concert. So I went there for that, which he thought was that was gay in itself. But
Billy Joel cover.
yeah, he does a Billy Joel show. So yeah, to me, for some reason that made it even
Right,
gayer
I mean,
for him.
it was-
I think that's a racial thing.
Curious. That was curious. The other stuff is just flat out gay.
So
Well, clearly he's not a Billy Joel fan.
well, he's black.
So
They don't know who Billy Joel
I just learned
is.
to myself.
I mean, no. If it was a whole different show, if it was someone cooler,
If it was
then
Snoop
probably-
Dogg or something, he would have went for a day.
But Billy Joel already, we're like, yeah, that
Right.
knocks him
I'm
down.
waiting for him to do a remix for the
right.
rapper somewhere.
Exactly. Rap.
Piano Man remix, that'd be
That would be
Right,
stupid.
with P.
No,
Diddy.
I get
that
it.
would hit.
P Diddy, yeah, that would totally hit. Yeah. Contact him, see if you make it happen.
Go on with the story.
So-
You're trying to avoid it.
The concert was in are you familiar with the West End?
Yes.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, it's almost like Broadway. It's like a mixture of Broadway, Times Square, and the Village. So there were gay people everywhere, and
You didn't know that going in.
I had no idea. I had no
I
idea.
love that element of surprise. I do like it when you just
Well,
don't know.
And that's what happened.
I said, yeah, no, I do. Let's call it the element of surprise.
All right.
I'm walking past the venue looking for the theater where the show is, and there's this woman who was black, by the way. And I'm pointing like Sean would know her or something.
Does that change the story? I'm wondering then, is there another... Yeah.
and she looks at me and she gives me a little nod and a wink. I'm like, oh, and I just kind of waved. I was totally taken by surprise. But as I'm walking past, and I realize above her head, the place didn't even have a name. It just said gay bar. That's all it said. And then I realized that's not a woman. And I was like, holy shit.
But, I mean, just, again, element of surprise.
Element of
Yeah.
surprise.
But then after the show, I
You
was
take the wave back. You're like, wait, hold on.
yeah, right. Forget it. No,
No. The wave, and I just gave you a little nod, It's gone.
well, I did. That's
now
exactly
that
what
I
happened.
really know, right? You see Tony like literally booking the other way. He's like running.
As fast as a one-legged man can run.
Yeah.
But then after the show, I couldn't find the train. I was totally lost where I had to go, and I'm looking around for the tube, or the subway as we call it. Even looking for a cab to take me where I had to go. I couldn't find either one. So I'm walking around, looking around. Now the West End is all. I mean, there's some areas with roads and cars, but a lot of it is just paths. And so you're just walking down these pathways, and there's bars everywhere. I mean, you hear nothing but music and people having a great time.
People are fun as hell.
Yeah, and this was it was a Thursday night. Yeah, so it was like, I don't know, 11 o'clock or so. But yeah, they're all out there. So I'm standing on a street corner, which was probably a mistake in itself. But I'm trying to get my bearings. I'm looking around. I didn't even see this guy coming. All of a sudden, there's a guy next to me. Where are you trying to go, love? I'm like, and I just knew immediately, like, this guy. So I tried to act all tough, like I wanted no part of it. Looking for a train. And I looked the other way. Oh, you don't have to find a train, love. Come with me. We'll go to a party. I'm like, no. Looking for my train. I just kept turning away from, like, I'm thinking the more macho I act, that'll turn him off. So I'm just like, no, I'm looking for my train or a cab. And he just kept going. You sure? You sure? I'd take you to a great party. I'm like, eventually I had to walk away and find another corner.
See, that would never happen.
What do you mean?
Like, if could you imagine? This is why even handling that situation.
Yeah.
Can you imagine either in like New York City or out here on Long Island? You're like trying to like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't need to go to the party with you. Like, for the most part, strangers don't, depending on what part of town you're in, right? Like, you're not going to get the
Right.
cross
She's absolutely right.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
is right. Yeah. I first, when you said that absolutely wouldn't happen, I thought you were calling me a liar. I thought we were going to fight.
No, but listen, I mean, we could. We're going to wrestle. Is that how this ends
That's
today?
how
We're
it
all
ends.
going to just fucking wrestle.
gotta pick
a big
the winner
fat wrestling
of
match.
nothing.
I would.
Right, yeah.
I would pay to see this. I want you guys to know. I would pay to see you guys wrestle.
So how did the story? So you're like, no, thank you.
Right.
I'm good. And even though you're hopelessly lost, you're like, you know what? I'm good. I don't really.
Yes.
need-
And I
Then
found
he
another.
finally gave in.
I found. Yeah, right. Look. All right. Look. Just tell me where to go after I'm done.
Story. And his
You
wife.
need an ending, man. That's
And
how
then
you end
if
it.
his wife's watching, she's like, oh, that's really. I don't know.
She's like, oh, that explains a
That's
lot.
why he came back so relaxed.
Like, truly, there's that extra limp involved. We didn't even know. Like, and more limping.
She was probably relieved. She's like, I had 5 while you were gone. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Have you been over there to see his family and stuff?
I have. So we went over last Christmas, and then they are coming in for Thanksgiving
Big.
this year. So, and
Big group?
So my family does a huge Thanksgiving in the city. Most of my family's in Manhattan.
Oh, nice.
And they're going to come with us. And that's like a reality show in and of itself because they're very conservative English people. And my family is just very loud Jewish people. So when
Nice.
you mix the two, you just say roll, like someone really should just roll tape. This is like
Yeah,
something
you better
out of-
have your notepad out and just take down notes of that.
I am telling you right now. Yeah.
I find it interesting they're coming for that holiday since it's not an English
since
holiday.
Obviously, it doesn't even exist.
Yeah. So I wouldn't even serve them then. Go sit in the corner. We'll get to you after we eat.
They came, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and they came for my family's Thanksgiving, and they're still commenting on how much food
Oh yeah.
was
Man.
thrown, like on this, because I mean,
Wait, you said they're coming for Christmas?
Thanksgiving.
Pay attention, please.
Oh, all right, all right.
Thanksgiving.
Pay
But you
attention.
say,
said
like-
that holiday doesn't exist over there.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
It
doesn't.
doesn't?
No.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to explain, Tony?
Yeah, explain to
It's
me.
just-
I know stuff and there's stuff I don't know. Why is Thanksgiving not in England?
Because it's an American holiday.
Oh, we just made it up?
The Boston Tea Party,
Pilgrims, like...
Pilgrims,
Yeah.
right? Who left England because they didn't want to be there anymore, so they came here to live in this
Alright, that
new
makes
land.
sense.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
He's like Billy Madison with that Adam Sandler movie. You got to go back to school and start over again. What the? How do you not know what Thanksgiving is?
I know what Thanksgiving is.
No, apparently you don't.
No, listen.
I didn't realize
that it was
that correlation.
100%.
I'm using big words here.
Yeah,
you are.
big deal. You don't know what Thanksgiving is. You can't disguise it now. It's too late.
Listen,
Got
I'm
that.
telling you right now, I forgive you. That to me,
You cook?
I wouldn't. So I actually am I don't for that holiday, but I love to cook.
Oh, do you?
I'm a good cook.
Really?
I used to not be back when I was really working and I didn't have time to cook, but now it's like therapy to me. I really, yeah. I
Just like
cook,
to be left alone in the kitchen?
I kind of do.
Well, women should be.
Okay, that's exactly, that was going to be my next sentence. How did you know that? That's exactly where we should be.
He was very forceful when you said that, too. You
That
said-
came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
by the
totally,
way.
yeah.
I
I
was
set my own joke
I was
up.
like,
I set
wait,
my own
hold
joke up.
on.
I set my own joke
Then
up.
it's
I
that.
had
Then
to
we're just
take
going to fight. And I'm going to say to him, you know what? Obviously, women just don't belong in the kitchen.
Get in the kitchen.
I like the kitchen. I'm like, if everyone would leave me alone, and that I put my music on, put my playlist on, and usually people leave me alone.
Oh, see, now I'm picturing. She's got like the.
Oh,
like
come
the-
on, man.
Yeah.
Why you go directly
and now
there?
she's like,
You know what? Really?
God.
You
And
that
I make
turkey
great. You
baster.
know what I can't. The fact that really you guys, I feel like you don't get out much.
It doesn't.
almost.
No, this is every guy. You can tell us your husband doesn't enjoy seeing you dance in the kitchen.
So, I can honestly say, if he were sitting in this,
Yeah.
not really.
What?
I know. And dance party, we call it dance party, right? I love nothing more than just busting out some dance. Like, I love to dance. He hates it. But when certain songs come on my playlist, there was a dance party that broke out last night
Nice.
in a way that should have been legalized.
What was the song?
So, Busta Rhymes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Ready?
All right.
I'm not going to do it right now.
Put your hands.
Yeah, you are.
I'll fuck with you. Fuck with you, all right?
And you know what's before that song? Hold on. So I'm also a huge, like I love rap, and I love R&B, more so than Billy Joel. I don't like Billy Joel.
You don't
I
like
used
Billy
to.
Joel?
No, you know what? I don't like Bruce Springsteen, and no one.
He's from Jersey, where
I
you
know,
live.
Ready?
The boss?
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
even
fucked.
like Jersey. I don't even really like Jersey.
Yeah,
I was forced against my will.
I don't blame you on that one.
I'm a New Yorker. I still call myself, and I grew up
Yeah.
in Westchester, and I love Long Island. Actually, truth be told, I thought I was going to end up in Long Island.
I think you should.
I'm more Long Island than anything
Well,
else.
you can convince him.
My grandparents have a place right in Wading River. My family now owns it, right by Port Jefferson. Do you guys know where that is?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, so I grew up going to Wading River,
Nice.
and I like the Hamptons. But
Well, of course.
yeah. Anyway, we don't need to go into my playlist, but I'm
Yeah, we
telling you
do.
right now. Do we?
Put your
Yeah.
hands. Threw me off.
Right. I mean, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves. Hold on.
I want to know the
It-
R&B song.
Andy Plagano
no,
says, "Hey Sean, hate to break 4th of July to you."
Okay, that's hysterical.
June 19th. Explain
Yeah, that
one
you
to
know.
me. Explain that one to me.
That was when they freed the slaves.
Yo, you serious? I know
Yeah,
that
I'm
one.
proving to you that I know our holidays,
you jumped on
unlike
that one.
other people. I'm just stalling as I wait for this music. I'm already picturing her dancing.
Okay, wait, no, here we go. I'm sorry. So Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z.
Jay-Z and UGK.
Yeah. And then before that, this is going to age me, and I think I potentially could be much older
I mean,
than
you won with the first two songs.
So Pump Up the Jam,
Wow.
but the long version. It goes on. I mean, it goes on and on.
On and on.
So that's what started.
So Pump Up Jam started it, then the other
And
two
then
songs came along?
then Big Pimpin', and wait, it gets better. Then Cuff It. I do love Beyonce.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I love cuffing or
No.
being cuffed.
Then that.
You're a very intriguing woman, a farmer, and you listen to rap music. Like,
Yeah.
you're one of a kind.
Right?
Yeah.
No, see. Well, I'm not
That's
on
cool
the
points.
I'm not on the farm anymore. But I did love the farming.
That's where I want to end up at, on a farm.
Do you?
Really?
Yeah.
You got a lot of them out here in Long Island. That's right. Thank you.
The long version?
Extended version, it says.
It goes on.
Damn. Open it up.
It's so good.
Just,
What year was it? Ready? I'm gonna tell you.
I don't know.
Probably 89.
Really? It's been that long? He's younger than me.
Oh, I know.
I don't-
I don't. I guarantee. I think you and I are probably. Not that
No,
we-
you were. Yeah, I'm going to disagree.
Highly disagree.
I'm going to get, we're going to get hit with copyright, but this is going to be. Oh, yeah, they shut me down all the time, but I don't. Oh, look, she's starting.
Can't
It's too early
resist
for
it.
that. It's too early. Last
Never
night-
too early.
It could be too early for dance party, maybe. I already did my trick with my leg. You did yours. I
Well,
did
that's
mine.
true,
I
yes.
mean,
And I'm eternally grateful for that.
Yes, me
I'll
too.
be watching that part of the show over and over.
In my spank bank.
we're still watching What's the Word? Certain periods, certain episodes of What's the Word, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's true. I only watch it a few times a day.
Yeah.
So, all right, you know what?
Do we have time?
we still. Oh, you all right? You
Yeah,
good?
no, I'm good.
Yeah. We still have another. We're only halfway through.
I love that.
Oh, okay. You sure? She's like, yeah, I love that.
No, let's keep going.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
All right, great. There's nothing I love
Oh,
more.
wait a minute. Is the back door opening?
I did.
It's creaky.
I think that's the back door.
That's Richie?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's Richie.
Or the exterminator.
Oh, it might be the
It
exterminator.
could be the
I
exterminator.
forgot about that.
She
If
made
the
an announcement. How'd
exterminator
you
comes
forget?
on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was Richie.
Talk
the
about
man
how to
by
get
now.
rid of rodents.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, putting you on the spot. How come we don't see you on a governor's stage that much?
I would love it. So.
How do we make this happen?
So I'll tell you how we make it happen.
Oh, okay.
If you ask me,
I am asking.
I'm in. So because I guess I'm more of a. So I'm in Jersey. So most of the clubs I perform at, I'm Jersey in New York City. I would come out here in a heartbeat.
Nice.
And I would love it. So
All right.
let's just put that out there.
All right.
And if you ask me, I'm here.
Okay. All right.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Let's throw that out there.
All right.
I'm
Right?
going
It's
to.
out
Yeah,
there.
I'm going to get on that. I'm
Could
definitely
you?
getting on
Could
that.
you?
Oh yeah, absolutely I am. Yeah. Now, but you also produce, so why don't I mean?
do.
So, have you ever produced here? Because they have the other room for
So
people who produce.
no, I know some producers though. There's the Giggle Room, right? Yeah, I know all about the Giggle Room. I want to know why they call it that. Well, actually, I want to take it somewhere else. But no, I would 100% produce out here as well. I guess I just haven't circled back around. I did a bunch of Long Island gigs earlier on, and then I would say within the last 5 or 6 years, probably, I'm just staying more,
Closer to home.
home base. But
Yeah, it's easier.
I would love to produce out here.
Yeah, bring some Jersey comics with you.
Yeah.
We'd love to meet some new faces around
Yeah.
here. Because a lot of the local producers, and I'm not knocking them, but they use a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
A lot. So.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you guys get there's a lot of New York City comics, right? That's probably your main.
I do think since the pandemic, because there's a few less places to play, we're getting more city comics out here.
Which is great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's nice to mix it up a little bit and
I like
meet
it.
some
You
new
know what?
people.
It's also, I think, when you mix up the audiences a little bit, for me
Yep.
at least. So Jersey vibes differently than what we were talking about than PA.
Yes.
I'm doing a PA gig this weekend, versus doing. So I do also quite a bit of producing.
And you need that if you're going to be a comic too. You got to hit different.
And you
audiences.
have
Right.
to know how to play to them. I mean,
Right.
I just did a gig where I was working with, it was like all millennials in the audience. And what works, some of your material for certain audiences obviously doesn't work for
Right.
an audience of
So how much?
millennials.
So is that what you do when you're leading up to a particular show? Like all right, where am I going? What kind of audience is that going to be? And you change it up.
If I do. Now,
That's
a lot
cool.
of it is just right out of the gate because sometimes you'll do an event and you have sometimes if I'm putting the
Right.
event together and I know the audience, it's easy. But sometimes you'll go to a gig and you think the audience is going to be one way or a certain age group and it ends up not being that.
Right.
And then it's just right out of the gate. You have to go into your head on stage.
Now I'm pretty much a newbie, but how long did it take for y'all to read a room before y'all even go on?
This last gig that I did, I was backstage, and I always just kind of see what's going on. I was the third comic out.
Yeah.
You you hear what's going on out there, but I even just look around and you can see.
Before the
that
show.
Before the show.
Yep, I do that all the
And
time.
then you hear obviously how they're interacting with the comics that went
Right.
on before you, but it's mainly you just can size them up within a second.
Yeah.
And that's that's pretty much that. And then you go back in your head and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, wait, like obviously no one wants to hear about my
Take
kids.
that out.
No one wants to hear really about my husband. I end up going
Right.
into material that I did prior to meeting my husband. I mean, shit that's like really old material that I still think
Yeah.
works.
It's weird for me. I find because if I'm doing a show, I don't know. You get a lot of other. Most comedians are more established than me, so I'm back here and I want to pick their brain a little bit. So I find myself talking to them, but I am trying to listen at the same. I want to know what's going on out there. I like doing callbacks. Like if I can comment on something that you said, if you went on before me, like I like to do all that stuff. So I struggle a little bit, but I definitely go out there before a show and just kind of look around and all right, that guy looks like fun, or just the whole thing, like
Right.
they're kind of quiet, or they're already loud, and then sometimes too the other way too, like you don't want them to be too loud, you don't want them to be that much in the bag because then they're just gonna talk over you and not pay attention. So it's but yeah, I always look out before the show just to get an idea of what's going on.
Did you do that? Did you when you were in PA last weekend with Richie?
Oh yeah,
Did
once I got up the stairs and rolled into the room, I was like, oh, I gotta X a lot of shit out.
Yeah.
And then I just
When you wheeled into the room, did it like all of a sudden get quiet and everybody's just staring at you?
well, that's the thing. They had those tables, the hi-hat tables.
Oh yeah.
So people didn't even notice me at first.
I was gonna say, like, how did they even see you?
You know what I mean? They didn't notice me until I said, "Excuse me," because the chair was sticking out a little bit. And then when the host said my name and I rolled up there, everybody was like, "Where the fuck did he come from?"
What, was there a stage?
No,
So these people sit.
it was the background. Yeah.
So can they even see you? Oh,
I had-
what the?
I had like 20 people in the front, had them laughing. Then the quietness from the back room because they didn't see me on facial expressions. But people came up to me and they was like, "Yo, we heard your jokes, but we didn't see you, so it probably didn't hit as hard as it would if we was looking at you."
Yeah, of course. Oh,
got
that
that.
sucks.
Yeah. No. But then even we were saying the difference between the vibe of a PA audience versus just depending on where you are.
Right.
And I love that. I actually I appreciate the different, performing different
So
areas.
you appreciate being out of your element sometimes?
I really do, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
Helps you get
I
better,
do,
right?
like, I'm doing a Chabad show with a bunch of Jewish women, and I love the show. I produce it. It's coming up, and it's one of my all-time favorites, right?
Right.
And that's my home audience. It's a lot of my material is religious, fun stuff, talking about me being Jewish, my kids, my husband. But I find what stretches me as a comedian is performing to an audience that, like I did my last show, where it's all millennials. So it really does force you to kind of dig a little bit deeper.
Right. That's a struggle. And that's what I'm starting to find lately. Who was I just talking to? Talking about getting old, like passing 50, and I'm just the past couple of years starting to feel out of touch.
Yeah.
Like the millennials, I wouldn't know what to even talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's even
I'd be
just
done.
like doing crowd work and then going into it, even just kind of getting them on your side. So I love crowd work.
Yeah, me too.
Right? Like even I found that's why I love doing that show that, what's the word?
Yeah.
It's a fun game show that my good friend Buddy Fitzpatrick created. I love the idea of being able to kind of dive in and get into people's heads and, get out of my head a little. And I think that's really what, at least for me, that's what it's all about. If I can do 20 minutes and not be in my own head, that is a solid 20 minutes.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
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 Beautiful 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Tell us your the worst gig you've ever had and the best gig you've ever had. And then I'll ask you that too.
Worst gig I ever had. Okay, this one's easy. I was hired to do a show in a hospital, and it was in the pain management center.
Fucking people are dying.
It was sober, right? So that's never great. First and foremost, there's no alcohol involved. Now, have I done them? The answer would be yes. I have performed for people that are not drinking.
Yeah.
But have I performed for people that have been injured critically in some way and are completely like fucking smashed out on various drugs such that they can't even keep their saliva in their mouth? That I had not. No, the answer would be
I've been
never.
there. Yeah.
And here I am in this hospital, and I didn't, when they hired me for it, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought maybe the gig wasn't going to be in one of the rooms in the hospital. It just kept going, right, in a certain direction that I'm like, I mentally and physically don't know if I can do this gig.
Right.
I brought my friend Jodie Wasserman in.
Oh, nice.
And so she ended up headlining the gig. But even for me to get out there and do like a good solid 15 right out of the gate, I'm like, all right, this is challenging because the guy in the front row, not only is he not looking at me like he's drooling.
I shouldn't laugh.
No, and I feel bad.
With a
I mean, at
glazed
least
look over his eyes.
what comes after glazed? I mean, he's like fucking hunched over in a way that I'm like, hello, and my voice does project, right? I don't have a soft voice. He wasn't even responding, and at one point I'm like, I don't even know. I'm not getting through to him. He's not getting the jokes, and he's not even awake right now. So when most of the audience is already complete, it's one thing if everyone's stoned or everyone's coke. I get that. That's most New York City clubs. But when you really are diving way deep into drugs, that pain management drugs, it's a whole nother level.
Oh yeah.
So that probably is my worst gig. Right, so I won't do anything in a hospital again.
Right.
Anything with sick people, there's nothing funny there. I was asked to do like a pediatric gig with sick kids.
Oh no!
I'm like,
yeah,
not
that's
only
tough.
am I not. Well, what's your rate? And I'm like, there is none. I'm sorry, like I cannot. It's just coming off the heels of the pain management gig. I'm like, this is not my calling. I can't.
Right.
Yeah. No. So that's the worst gig. And then in terms of my best gig, I've had some really good ones.
Oh well, I'm glad you have a lot to choose from.
I see that.
That's cool.
I've had some really fun ones.
Brag a little bit, why don't you?
I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I just tell you? So, and this is the thing, ready? Some of my gigs even, it has, I'm not going to say it has nothing to do with the audience, because obviously it has everything to do with the audience.
Yeah.
But when you get on stage and it's just everything feels good. from the second, like even getting ready to go to the gig, and you just are in a great frame of mind. That's kind of it to begin with. You hop out on stage, and you just know full well there is no way that this gig isn't going to go well.
Yep. I love when you get it early, and you just feel completely locked in. Like I can say anything I want. These guys are going to laugh.
This material's going to hit.
Yep.
Obviously, sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part, it all starts and ends with what's going on up here in your head.
But like you say, you got to get out of your head.
You got to get out of your head, yes. But you know the leading up to the gig, which I don't know if you know the anxiety and the trepidation and just that real vibe of like, oh my gosh. Now it's been at it for a while, so it lessens a little bit as to. I would have to say, you know, like I did a gig with the JCC. I do love working with Jewish people. It is. So I would say probably any of my gigs that involved like-minded women I love doing all women gigs. I produce a lot of those even.
I love doing all women too.
Right. Well, I mean, that was so easy that I threw that ball over to you, Tony.
Yes,
like,
and only I would take that softball. Yeah, that was
not when he was in England.
Not when he was in England.
He
thought.
He tricked himself.
I was in Levittown. I don't know.
So I would say that, I mean, that's kind of a boring answer, but not.
That's fine.
I mean,
No, it's a great
I would
answer.
say any gig that involves, like, you know, lots of women, lots of powerhouse women.
So John Brecco was watching, actually. Hi, John.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hi, John.
We were talking about you a little while ago, John. And now there's a man named Daniel Blomberg watching. First, he told us the date and the time, which, thanks, Daniel.
Interesting.
Then he says, hi, guys, it's been a while. It's been a long time since we don't know who you are, unless you know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless we dated. I mean, that name for me is a flash in the pan. He's clearly Jewish.
You probably know 5 Daniel Blomberg.
Go on.
Well, he says he's a disabled veteran, and he's homeless.
Why?
And then he's saying for some reason he thinks this isn't live. No, this is live. We're reading your comments to you. And he's got a ton of material. So are you a comedian, Daniel? My apologies. Unless I don't know. Do you know what Daniel Blomberg?
Probably passed him here and there at a wheelchair meeting. Probably if he's in a wheelchair. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's. Well, yeah, disabled veteran. Yeah, so he could be. Yeah, I don't. Do you attend?
No.
Do you come across? You don't go to meetings or anything. You're not. No.
Don't need a support group.
What's your best and worst so far, or worst and best?
The worst?
Yeah. Being carried up 30-something steps.
Could you say PA, or that's not even the worst?
Nah, that was the worst. I mean, I got over it. My first worst was I couldn't get on the stage, and they just put me right in the front with the audience, so it was very awkward. So.
That would suck.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
And my best show was here, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What, when you came in here?
No. That's up there with the worst. But yeah, I killed here one night. Like, I was in the zone playing with the audience.
Yeah.
Ran the light. Didn't give a fuck.
Really?
Yeah. Ran around about 2 minutes or something.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Who was hosting?
John. It was one of John's.
Butera?
No, Truson.
Oh, John Truson. Oh, it was like a it was
a guest spot on the graduation show.
Oh, guest spot. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those people came to laugh. And
that's why you got away with running 2 minutes more, because all these students of his were.
But I want to do crowd work, and it's hard to do crowd work when you got a 5 minutes, 10-minute set. And
True.
You play 2 minutes, so crowd work and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's funny, the guys at this club, they don't like crowd work. They don't like it.
I love it.
No.
Yeah, I love it too.
I love it.
I do. I don't.
See that instant, like.
Yeah.
So who doesn't like it? They don't like it if you get up on stage and you go right into your set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I once did 45 minutes of nothing but crowd work.
Shit.
Yeah, because I was.
That's
pretty hardcore.
You must have talked to everybody in there.
Yeah. Well, I was hired to. It was almost like a roast. This woman hired me. Her son was turning 30. And she gave me all this info on him, right? And like I wasn't doing a normal set or anything. I was just roasting this guy. I had pages and pages of stuff, and I even had it out. Like I didn't even study it completely. I mean, I had my points and I knew what to say, but I still needed to have it out there. And I start talking to him about. I get into something about pirates, something about drumming, and something about beer. I remember, but it wasn't in that order. I think I started with beer. Either way, I got to the pirates. The Pirates was the last thing, and I can tell. Like we had him come up, and he was sitting with me as I'm roasting, and you can he wasn't laughing, he wasn't reacting. So I'm like, what is going on? So I pull the mic away. I go, do you relate to any of this stuff? And he goes, no. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I go, you're not into Pirates? He goes, no. I go, you're not into drumming? He goes, no. I go, and this is all during the show. I mean, everybody's watching us. I just pulled the mic. I go, your mother gave me all this info. He goes, I don't know where she's getting this from. I was like, all right, fuck it. And I just crowd worked for the next 45 minutes.
Okay, that's hardcore.
Turns out this dude, his fiance was there, but his ex-fiance was also there, and they've become friends. Turns out and this was 15 years ago. So, weed was still illegal. So there's still a shock value to it. So it turned out this guy smokes weed regularly with his parents. Like, I found all this out from doing crowd work. I had a blast. Had an absolute blast. And, people loved it when it was over. And I just walked out of like, what the fuck just happened here? How did this...
I was able to even turn that around,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. But thankfully it worked out. But, it was one of those things, after the fact, I was like, what just happened?
That's skill.
Yeah, it is.
Or just stupidity.
You can do crowd work and get back into your set and then jump out of your set. That's skill.
Well, you saw it. You came to the Murder Mystery the other night. And, I mean, that's half the show is
just jumping
around.
So that's when I came for that 10 minutes when you were just talking to the audience here and there,
there is a script, but we're constantly going off the script and joking around.
Right.
That's right. Oh, that's right. I wanted to ask you about that. So you thank you for coming, by the way.
No problem.
But that was very nice of you. But he literally lives across the street from where the show was.
Also in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and he was hungry.
I was hungry. Didn't eat those wings neither. The kitchen was closed.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Pissed me off.
That's messed up.
But she gave me a free what's the name? So I go back and get some free wings. So.
Oh, what did she give you? A free what?
A free card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the manager.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome.
She is.
Yeah.
She's cool as fuck.
But you were late because you did a show that night.
Yeah, I went
at McGuire's.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It went beautiful, and then I did a show the next night at McGuire's too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm working.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because Sean, you're what? 2 years in? 3 years in?
2.5 now.
2.5. All right, that's what I said. 2, 3. It's same thing.
Still, baby.
You had to be exact. 2.5.
Yeah, 2 3/4.
If you was in prison, that half would count.
Oh, that's
exactly
true.
Right. I mean, you're starting doing stand up. It's the same thing. It's like 2 years and 3 months and a second.
He was in jail. He's done jail time, Sean.
I'm telling you.
She's scared right now.
No, she
That's
Are
probably.
you kidding me? I love the jail shows. I have a real thing about people who've been incarcerated.
Incarcerated.
You're welcome. You see what I just did for you?
Yeah. No, I like the shows. Do you guys watch it? I mean, I was big into, and I'm trying to even think. Well, now they're not on as much anymore, but the prison shows.
Oh, on CNBS?
Locked
Up?
Yes!
Locked Up.
That's right.
Never heard of it.
You never heard of Locked Up?
Oh.
Fucking hilarious.
Really?
Hilarious.
I mean...
So is your favorite movie like The Shawshank Redemption?
It is
that
actually one of my
movie.
favorites.
There's
I'm just
another
being
show
stupid.
called 60 Days In. You gotta watch that too.
That one I haven't seen.
60 Days In?
Yeah, they take regular people and they plant them in jail.
Oh. I hope you're paying me a lot of money for that.
These people just want to be on TV. They plant them in jail and figure out where the drugs and the people and the weapons are at. And these people have to stay there for 60 days. But they could rub their hands on camera and then get out, and then police will pull them.
Oh, if they're feeling scared, get me out of here.
They'll do a signal.
This has got to be fake. I mean, there's cameras.
No.
Yeah, and the prisoners know.
Versus locked up, there is no one's rubbing their hands and going anywhere. I mean, you rub your hands and then you know, right?
It's stupid. If you watch it, you'd be like, this is stupid. Yeah. And then they come out of prison.
Well, again, it's yet another reality show. How many reality shows, right? I mean,
too many.
At this point,
too many.
Although I am all in for. I would be a Jersey housewife and on that show.
Yeah.
That reality show.
You seem better than that to me.
Yeah, man. I don't see you flipping the table and arguing.
No, I'm not going to flip
your
the table.
class.
I'd be like the classy housewife on the show.
Yeah. Now, you're a Yenta?
And I'm a Yenta.
Oh, you are?
I have it in me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can't picture that at all.
I am.
I did want to ask, because your website says you've been on Saturday Night Live.
I have. So
what'd you do there?
So let me tell you what I did there. Okay. So I went through the NBC Page program, which I don't know if you guys know what that is. We talked about it when I first got here, actually. So
But yes, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, so it's a training program. I worked all over NBC. You have the ability to work different shows. You kind of have to apply, but it's a great program. I got to work on the Conan O'Brien show and on SNL. And I was an extra multiple times, and it was just I wouldn't have access to that experience at all if I didn't if I didn't get into the Page program. But yeah, so multiple times.
That's wild.
As an extra and doing fun behind the scenes stuff there.
So, what name a skit or two that we would see you in?
So this is fun. Ready? This is a fun story. So Renee Zellweger, she was guest host, and the skit that I was in got cut. So I was in for the dress rehearsal. They do, I don't know if you guys know, they do dress and then they do live. Well, my skit.
And the dress is in front of an audience usually too, right?
Yeah. Correct. And if it doesn't go over well, and then they decide what sketches actually make it to the live show. Mine got cut. I was just starting to date my husband at the time, and they do a big after party, right? After every show. That you have to be invited to. You can't just walk in. Anyway, long story short, I was bummed. My sketch got cut on that specific show, and I went back to our apartment. And my husband, with his accent, which gets him into many places, landed into the. I'm like, "Where are you?" I'm home in our apartment. He made it to the after party and was rubbing elbows with Renee.
Oh, geez.
And I'm really not kidding. He's taking selfies with Renee Zellweger, and I am home in bed,
sulking,
and really pissed because not only did my sketch get cut, and it was a cute one. We were both in sweet little tennis skirts. It was a fun little sketch. And now my husband's out corralling and didn't get home, by the way. You'd think maybe there'd be guilt involved, and there was no guilt. He literally came home.
He took his moment and ran with it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. I'm like, why the F are you still at this party? And he's like, well, I got in, and I just walked in. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to stay here.
Can't say I blame him, though, really. I mean, it sucks that he left you behind, but he's in the SNL after party. That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
In the audience, right?
Yeah.
So he got in and then stayed for the live show and then was having the best time of his life.
Yeah.
And was he sending you the pictures while he was there? Like,
I'm
look
like,
what
if
I'm
you
doing.
send me one more.
See, all right, now, if he was smart, he would have put video on where Renee would have been, hi, Karen. Sorry, I missed you in the tennis skirt. Sorry.
That was not the case at all.
Yeah, that's messed up.
There was
Not
a
a
lot of
good PR
selfies.
person?
There was a lot of selfies with this man smiling from ear to ear.
It's all about him.
A little
You would have
bit.
thought he was in the skit.
Exactly. By the way, I think that was part of our argument. I'm like, I'm sorry, prick.
He became a regular in SNL the following week.
Sorry, were
Did
you
go
on
to-
stage
Did
tonight?
you go through the Page program?
Yeah, did you slave giving tours around NBC every fucking day?
How'd
No,
you
the
get
answer
that
is
job
no.
on Saturday Night Live? I have an English accent.
An English accent.
I just walked my way in. I'm like, of course you did.
Fuck, I gotta get an English
Of course you
accent.
did.
Is he a good-looking man?
I think he's very handsome.
Well, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just going
Go
to
on,
call as I
Matt.
see it. He's
Go.
got money. So,
So I'm going to tell you something, Minnie.
because I'm thinking maybe he flashed some of that money around.
No.
Or he had a fancy suit on.
No. So let me tell you, when we met, he was a paramedic.
Okay.
I worked at NBC at the time. Now not in the Page program. Now I'm fully working. And he saved people's lives for a living. And that was just hot. I mean, I don't know about you, but any guy who can bring back someone who's dead.
I saved 5 people this morning, just so you know. Yeah.
Of course, over at the dairy, but next door, right?
Yes, they
at
were
the
choking
deli.
from the grease. And
I knew.
I saved them.
They were choking on a piece of bacon. It makes for a better story.
I saved the turkey.
Save the turkey. Okay, I'm telling you right now.
It's getting hot.
And then he went to prison.
So it wasn't what I'm circling back around to.
Sorry,
there was
yeah.
no money involved initially. At that point, he was working out of multiple city hospitals and working around the clock as a medic, as a paramedic. So
And then-
he would give me rides the back of the ambulance. That was
You did
hot.
ride alarms in the ambulance?
Well, so there was
That's
no
cool.
one, and it smelled like dead people. If it was raining, and I always was very worried about my hair, he would pick me up in front of my apartment, and then I worked out of 30 Rock.
Right.
Okay, so I was only a few blocks away. I'd pop out of the back of the ambulance, pick me up, go the couple blocks with him, and then I'd pop out of the ambulance and yell, "Oh my God, it's a miracle I'm alive!" And there's always people standing. and people would be screaming and clapping. And I did this skit now, this whole little act, multiple times in different places in Manhattan.
That's fantastic.
If he would give me a little ride, I would come out of the back, pop out of the back of the ambulance.
That's something like in a Julia Roberts movie or something. It
Went on. And then he would wait for me to cross the street to go to the office.
And
he would speak on the loudspeakers like, "Hey, hot lady," and I'm like, "It's my boyfriend."
So while y'all two doing that, somebody's around the corner just dying.
Probably someone's like, probably someone literally fell off the curb. Who gives a shit? I'm like, look,
you two just flirting, using an ambulance truck as a fucking skit.
Hey, lady.
People over here dying in the city. Y'all at 30 Rock.
The sick and dying always took precedence over me.
All right, but so what happened then? Because he's not a medic anymore.
No, he's not. He's in healthcare. He's on the other side of things. So now he's on the administration side. So he went back to school and multiple degrees, and now
that's where the 150 chickens come from.
That and then we decided to become a farmer. Nice way to hold in that yawn, by the way. I saw that. He stifled a yawn in a way. You know when you want to yawn real bad, it goes like this. It's the camera on it.
I didn't think you would see it in my face.
That's a bit right there, though. That's a good bit. That's
He stifled it.
Sorry.
He held it in. It's all right. I know you're probably up late.
I was doing nothing. Just
I get it. You're probably
getting prepared. Had my notes ready to ask you questions.
Did you really?
I was going to bring in some papers. Yeah, matter of fact, I left them on my lap and put them out.
It's a likely story. Right. I got you covered. Well, with that, it is time for some Tuesday trivia.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, shit.
The way this works, we ask some random trivia questions. Sean's going to answer, Karen's going to answer, and you guys are going to answer on the comment thread. And then we do not give out the answers until we ask all the questions. We ask the questions, we ask them again, we go over everybody's answers, then we tell you the correct answer. There's nothing to this. It's all for fun. However, I've been promising you guys for weeks, if anybody wants to go see a show at Governor's, just let me know. I'll get you into most of the shows. Not all of them, but I can get you into most of them just for playing. So let me know if anybody wants. Nobody's taken me up on it in quite a while.
I don't understand this.
They're crazy.
But
people look crazy. Get the tickets.
Really?
I would.
Come laugh.
And then, you know what? I'm going to do this now because I don't want to forget.
Go on. Oh, you're
Boom.
so sweet. Cheers.
Make sure you go see Karen Krents in PA this weekend or in New Jersey at the end of the month. In September, she'll be back in New Jersey. And then Suffer in New York in December.
Rhino Comedy. Yeah, that's actually, end of November and also in December.
That's what I just said.
You said Suffer in New York?
And, yeah, do you know Suffering?
What prison is it about?
I love that we bring him back to the
you know your prisons?
I don't know my prisons.
I don't know my prisons.
You don't know your hubs?
Thanks for the plug, Tony.
Oh, my pleasure. So if you're near a prison...
If you're near a prison, find me in cell block 3. I'll be the only woman.
Looking hot.
I mean, yeah.
All right, here we go. Question number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 1.
Are these anything past the 2000?
Yeah,
there's some. However, the first question is not. Name Julie Andrews' first film. It's probably one of her best known films.
Can I just ring a bell or shout it?
No, you just shout it out.
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Of course, Sound of Music.
Sean's like, I never even heard of it.
No, that's when the lady's dancing on the hill.
That's exactly right.
Well, yep, all right. Lady dancing on the hill.
It's a bunch of kids. Everyone's dancing.
All right, this one might be closer to you. Which singer has been dubbed the Queen of Soul?
The Queen of Soul.
Queen of Soul.
Aretha Franklin.
Karen, do you agree, or you have a different
I
answer?
totally agree. Is he going to be doing like color type? I love it. And this one's for you. It's Jewish in nature.
I think he's finally getting the hang of it.
I don't have any Jewish questions here.
Okay, go on.
But I do have another. This next question was totally for you.
Totally for me? All right.
Who had a 90s hit with the song Hypnotize?
Oh, Biggie Smalls.
Agree with him.
No, I totally agree.
Christopher Wallace.
Seriously.
Oh, wow. He's got his real name.
Yeah, no.
Going for the bonus.
Yeah.
Get bonus points for that.
All right, but now this next question, though, is totally white. Just let you know.
I get it.
All right, I hope you do.
Go on.
Skates used in single and pair figure skating have a set of large, jagged teeth called a what on the front of each blade?
Ooh.
I'm gonna toss that one over to you.
I want to say brakes, but I'm gonna call them ridges.
You sure?
Brakes.
Brakes?
Yeah. No, let's go with ridges.
All right, ridges.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with that.
You don't have to.
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm gonna say.
Can I give you a hint, and you can change your answer if you want?
All right.
It was a running joke in a famous movie about skaters.
That's the clue.
That's the clue. It was a line about this particular part of the skate. It was a running joke throughout the whole movie. Doesn't help you?
Wait, let me. It takes me a little while to percolate with that. Hold on.
Percolate.
Let's simmer with that.
Percolate.
Let's simmer with that. Does that help you at all or no?
No,
Because that wasn't really.
You gotta
really
find
look
a
at me.
movie.
Look at me.
You
That
gotta
wasn't
fi-
really much.
Well, how many movies about figure skating do you know?
One, and I was traumatized from it
What movie is that?
from when I was a kid. Ice castles and this.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I to this day.
Robbie Benson.
Yes. So we're so old.
Oh, totally.
She falls and cracks her head open on the ice, and it's like a whole thing. That's the only ice skate. I mean, if we're talking ice skating, not ice hockey.
Only ice skating movie I know is with Will Ferrell and the other guy.
Oh, with
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not the movie.
That's not the one. This movie came out in the 90s.
90s ice skating.
And it's funny you say hockey because that pertains to this movie quite a bit as well.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Oh, so it is a hockey movie.
But it's more of a figure skating movie.
All right. Is anyone helping us from out there?
No.
Really.
No. No, I don't have a very intelligent viewership.
It's nice that you just threw him under the bus.
Oh, totally. It's not the first time
I
I've done that.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You gotta tell us the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Shit, what the hell is the name of the movie?
By the way, I knew.
shit.
Listen, I knew he didn't remember.
I know the movie. D.B. Sweeney was the actor.
Oh.
And the girl was, she's from Long Island. She's from Patchogue. What the hell is her name? She did the voice in The Lion King. She was the voice of the girl.
Oh.
I can see her face. This is awful.
This is horrible.
What,
Once you say the name of the
We
movie.
need to just go to the next question. I mean, how much time do we have?
Yeah.
Do you know what I love truly is when you can
What
just
you
go
love?
onto your phone, right,
And
and
find out
Google
anything.
any. Back in the day, there was no way of really doing that. You just
Yeah.
didn't know the answer, and guess what? You just didn't know the answer. It wasn't like, let me look that up. Let me run to the
I have a 20-year-old
encyclopedia.
son and he acts lost, and I'm like, you have the world in your hand. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
like,
got the
how are you
whole
lost
world.
with anything?
Yeah.
Moira
No,
Kelly
you-
is the girl.
Oh,
And I just found out the name of the movie. That's a big line in this movie. Well, the question is not the movie. I'll tell you the name of the movie. Cutting Edge is the name of the movie.
Yes.
Now, there's a running gag in that movie that involves this part of the skate. This has been probably the
stick with
longest
Ridges.
we've ever stayed on one question ever.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm
is
gonna
there,
say
is there, like, does a buzzer go off? It's like, okay, you now spend
So you can-
over 15 minutes deliberating over what the ridges are. I'm
take
going to
more
call them ridges. I'm going to call them ridges. In the end, I know.
That was all for you, by the way, because you did not agree with Sean.
I know, but now we've been discussing it for so long. I'm like, you know what, Sean? I'm just at the end of the day, I'm going.
It
With
should
you.
be called Ridges, whatever the.
What is it?
The next question,
Oh, you don't give us the answer.
I do all the questions first. There's 10 questions, then we go back.
I got it.
So the next question, Walter White gains a notorious reputation under what name? Walter White was from Breaking Bad, in case anybody's wondering. You guys watch that show?
It was one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. It was involved drugs and prison and
That was
people shooting each other. This
It was
is right
so
up your
good.
alley.
Actually, it was. I was so sad when
that
it.
was methamphetamines.
Right, exactly. Right up your alley.
No.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Great show. Oh, my goodness.
Sal.
Sal. Okay. It's a good guess for somebody who'd never watched the show. Do you remember what they called him when you watched it? He had a street name.
You know what? Honestly, no. If this show is happening in the afternoon,
So if I ask Days of Our Lives questions, then
so I'm not a morning person. I got up at 7 a.m. earlier to come here.
and it's appreciated.
And I
Very
love it here.
appreciated. You're beautiful too.
Cheers. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Yeah, you're cute.
No.
I can't. So I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting. I should know it, but I'm forgetting.
Yeah, so when I say it, you're going to be like, ah!
It's 100%.
All right, next question. Attila the Hun died on his honeymoon. What killed him? You don't know Thanksgiving, so I don't expect you to know Attila the Hun.
I know Attila the Hun. I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
So, yeah, what killed Attila the Hun? Anybody?
Say he choked on some food.
Choked on some food. Any idea, Karen? You're allowed to pass if you'd like.
I'll pass.
Oh, me, I'm 100% sure.
Um,
I'm 100% sure.
Next question. What is the world's longest tongue measured from tip to top?
It's got to be that guy from Kiss, right?
Actually, it's not. He's I bet he's in the top 5, but this is a man from California.
Creepy.
Yeah, it is.
It's creepy. I'm going to go
Really? It's not in his control.
long
No.
tongue. How long is the tongue, you asking?
Yeah, how long is it?
From tip to what?
From tip to top.
That's crazy.
From one end to the other.
All right. Let's go 5 feet.
5 feet?
I bet 3 feet.
Oh, that makes it better.
Inches. Inches.
How many? You're just saying inches. Was I supposed to know what that means?
No. I was just trying to.
Inches. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just trying to.
It's got to be popular with the ladies.
That's why I was surprised that she agreed with you when you said creepy. Like, I would think the girls would dig that.
Yes and no.
I mean, he's using it as a party trick, just whipping it out at every party
Yeah,
and shit
yeah.
like that.
I
I
mean, like,
bet you I could drink that from over here.
agreed.
Agree.
Like if you're really whipping it out.
Dragging on the dirty floor.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a turnoff.
I'm really trying to think though. Seriously, what? Let's go with 5. I'll go with
5 inches.
yeah.
5 inches. Okay. What is the only fruit? Excuse me. What is the only fruit that has seeds on the outside?
Oh, seeds on the outside.
Seeds on the outside. I thought this was an easy one.
Yeah,
Strawberry.
that's what I was going to say.
Would you like to agree?
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought it was a trick question, so I was
Oh.
thinking about it first.
There's nothing that intelligent going on here. I'm not smart enough to do trick questions. All right. What is the definition of the word thalassophobia? THALASSOPHOBIA. Thalassophobia.
Phobia means you're scared of something. I just gotta find out.
This is a multiple choice question.
Oh, good.
Is it the fear of long, narrow objects? Is it the fear of knives? Is it the fear of noise?
Usually 4 options.
No, there's usually 3.
Oh.
You need a 4th? You want me to
Yeah.
make something up?
Go all the above.
Or all the above?
It's phenomenal.
I'm gonna go with fear of narrow.
Long, narrow objects?
Yes.
And I am going to go with fear of knives.
All right. Knives.
I'm gonna go with fear of knives too.
You're changing your
Nah,
answer?
I'm not changing mine. I'm sticking
okay.
to it.
All right. Last question. I may have asked this before, but who cares? The average man has how many erections during the day and how many erections at night? Richie
know
Byrne
this
broke
one.
that, by the way. I
know
want you.
that-
Oh,
I
you
know
knew
this
this?
one.
Oh, you know the answer to this one?
Go ahead. Oh, matter of fact, wait. What did you say?
How many erections does a man have during the day? How many at night?
10 during the day and 4 at night.
I love that Richie wrote this question. That's such a...
No, I didn't say he wrote it. I say he broke this.
Oh.
I saw you looking.
Oh, yeah.
Richie
no,
broke
that's
that.
really, that's... Oh, yeah, no, there it is on the floor.
Yeah.
That was, like, awesome.
And it's Richie's fault.
Said Richie wrote that joke.
Richie, who didn't show up,
wrote
by
that
the way.
Question. Thanks, Richie.
Son of a bitch.
You know what? I come to Long Island. What was your answer again? Okay, so you said how many?
He said 10 during the day, 4 at night.
I think this is such a subjective question. I think this is such a hard one to answer based on...
Oh, I thought pun intended. I thought.
Like, obviously, depending on
The virility of the man.
how your day is going, if you will.
Oh.
Are you on vacation or not?
You're right.
There's a lot of thought into this.
Your cholesterol level plays a factor in it.
Diabetes, yeah.
Are you on...
A1C levels.
Are you on that one med? What is that one that old men go on?
Oh.
Pornhub?
No. The pills so
Jerkmate?
they can have an erection.
Viagra?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh,
if you're on
Viagra.
that.
How much Viagra you take? Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's just one consistent
Yeah, that
one.
is one consistent one that just never ends. Okay, I'm gonna say 4 during the day,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say 6 at night.
All right. Karen went on the low end. All right. All right. Very good.
She's thinking about marriage.
That's right.
Well, if I was married to Karen, it would be like Viagra. Just be one long one. All right. Let's see. Let me scroll back to where the answers start.
At least got 5.
I don't think you got that many.
God damn. Can't wait till February when I ask you black trivia.
Let's do that.
I already planned it. Yo.
All right,
I was
so
gonna
next-
surprise you in February, but
What happened?
I was going to surprise you in February with the questions. Like,
Why? Because February is Black History Month.
Yes.
Oh, all right. See, I know. I knew it was Black
I mean,
History
you
Month.
didn't know. It jogged your memory because you was like, why February?
Yeah, and then before you had a chance to answer it, I came out with it.
Ah.
Unlike you,
By
not
the
knowing
way-
the white Thanksgiving holidays.
Oh my!
See how he
Racist.
did that?
He's
See how he
racist.
did that?
Sean's a very racist man. He scares me. The first week I had him in here, I spelled his name wrong. I thought he was going to shoot me.
Did
Really?
not.
Did you-
I just corrected him and
2 T's. My last name's got 2
his
T's.
white
Can I tell-
privilege. Like, don't
And
tell me what to do.
doesn't that annoy you, by the way, when everyone screws up the spelling of my last name, and I'm like, it's an S, not a Z.
All right, but
Krents.
you don't have a.
Krents.
It's not a popular last name,
It's not.
so I can kind of
But I mean,
understand
it's
it.
just Krents. You know how it like...
Yeah, it's not Krents.
It's an Z.
Yeah, all right, I'm with you.
It's a
Say the difference though.
Krents.
That's a S.
S. Versus Krens. It's like a Z. It's not a Z.
I like the way she turned and said
S.
Krents, like it was like, damn. She can say
That's my
anything.
last
man.
name.
She's good with her eyes too.
Yes.
She's been doing this a lot.
Yeah.
I have, yeah, no, it is, and I'm all Botoxed up on my forehead, so I'm very.
Is that right?
I am, yeah. Like on the left side right now, the eyebrow is slightly inquisitive, and on the right, something seems to have gone off with my Botox. So I'm going in for a little help next week. But on the left side, if you notice, inquisitive with the eyebrow,
Got the rock over there.
and then on this side, it's still tired and sleepy. But on the left, that's right, it's doing that slightly naturally. So I'm extra expressive with my eyes right now because I have zero movement.
I noticed that. You're good. You're good though. It's working.
Cheers.
Don't touch anything. Leave it alone.
Okay.
You look
now
great.
Now I'm done. Now I am. I'm leaving it.
I can't. Yeah, I don't really.
I know you guys don't get the whole.
I don't.
you
I don't get it.
I
I-
know.
well-
Listen.
But name one person who looks better after, getting a lot of that stuff done.
Nobody.
Right.
Well, so this is
Courtney
the thing.
Cox, who
I'm
was beautiful,
Okay, well,
she
I know,
was-
but see, you're going to use the one example that things
Joan
went
Rivers.
Right. Well, these are horrible examples. So this is what I'm going to say to you: if it's done correctly and right,
Oh, then we
you
don't
will
know
never, You won't know.
Ah.
So like you didn't know by looking at it, right? And
No, I never would've
I don't
guessed.
mess with things. I really don't. There's no need to mess around with anything, injectables or anything like that. But when you get old, right, and people are like, "Are you angry at me? You seem angry, pissed off, like bitch resting face," And I'm like, first of all, I'm not angry at all. However, when you're 11s, you guys probably know about the 11s. If your 11s are like squashed up, those two little lines in it,
Yeah.
just naturally over the years. That's where I get the Botox. I'm like, let's just smooth them out because I'm actually not angry at anyone.
I've been actually, God's honest truth. I've been getting that my whole life since since I was a kid, people have said to me, "Oh, you have a mean face." I get that a lot.
See, isn't that?
When I was 12, my mother was. We were moving into an apartment with my mother, and she brought me over to meet the landlord.
Mm-hmm.
She almost lost the place. I swear to you, the landlord's like, I don't know. He pointed right at me. He goes, hey, he's got a mean face.
And you're like, what?
And then I shot him. And
that was it.
Yeah, so I don't know where he got that
And
from.
now at
You
this
got the
point,
place.
I've been told that too. By the way, I've been.
Did
told
you have a
that
mean
too,
face?
That I have. It's not even a mean face. That people
Resting
think.
bitch face?
I've had other comics specifically. We won't go into details as to who, but that
I think we need to know who.
I
want to punch that guy.
Unless it's a woman you can
let's make sure we use the right word here.
Squint your eyes when you're looking for the word.
Yeah, say it right into the camera. Look right into the camera and say the word.
You get that smoky look.
I know that I am
go.
obnoxious, isn't it? It's not obnoxious, but my attitude, like I come off as maybe a little.
Wasn't the C word, was it?
Arrogant?
Not even like arrogant. No, like they were afraid of me. And why am I forgetting the fucking word?
So not smart? No, I'm kidding.
No, kidding. I live for you. Yeah, not smart. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, when my attitude, like they were like scared around me, or that I would be like bitchy or not nice, and that's so far from the truth. But I've had more than one person say that.
Really?
Immediate, yeah.
Well, you produce
a dominatrix.
Dominatrix.
Exactly.
Well, you produce shows, so maybe do you lay down the law when you're producing shows? Do not go over 5, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, I did, again, the deep dive.
Go on.
I came across this video where
Oh, God help us.
some guy was like, you were producing, so I'm assuming you're right there in the front. He's like, he looks off, and you see it on the video, he looks off. Hey, Karen, do you ever think of changing your name?
Oh, yeah. No,
And you look like, you did come up on stage after you look like you were going to kill him. You're like, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing with the whole Karen.
Yeah.
I never liked my name to begin with.
Oh, really?
No.
Why?
And then and then it got lambasted and killed. And I fucking hate it anyway. I also have a double initial. So back when I was little, like all my friends,
holy shit,
there was a lot of that. It's not so much now, but really think about it. Like my parents were like, it was between. It is not a K.
That would be awesome.
You know how many people ask me that too? Oh my God, I'm spitting everywhere. It's an L actually, so it's not a K. It's Karen Lee. So I was named after my grandfather. The middle name is Elliott, spelled like a man. No, but everyone had like the double initial, and my mom was like going on and on about how great it just rhymed. And
KK. I like it. I actually, yeah, I have a friend, Kevin Kennedy. We used to call him KK.
Well, so that was mine. I was called Kiki.
Ooh.
That was my name. Yeah, I know. It's my grandparents. It sounds a
Didn't
little
see that coming.
vixeny, but it's not when
Sounds black.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound Jewish. He's right. He's right.
Sounds black.
So my grandparents call me Kiki.
Drake has a whole song with Kiki in it. Yo, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And it wasn't about me. They weren't singing about
crazy.
a small
Maybe
Jewish.
they were. Maybe they
It might
were.
have been his Jewish side singing to you. Should have a dance battle to that.
Right? Come on. Yeah.
All right. Let's get some answers out here because, we should have been done already. Oh, well. Julie Andrews' first film. You guys both said The Sound of Music. Fremder says, sounds like a prison plug. What? Fremder says The Hills Are Not Alive Anymore. Jeff Bosey. I don't know, but I love when she gives me a teaspoon of sugar. That is the movie, ladies and gentlemen. Mary Poppins is her first movie. You guys got that wrong.
Kiki. Kiki.
That is horrific.
You said that shit with so much confidence.
No, you chose to agree.
I did say it with a lot of confidence, though. I did.
Which singer has been dubbed the Queen of Soul? You both nailed it.
That was you.
And Fremder said Aretha. There you go, stupid. And Jeff Bosey's, so yes, Aretha Franklin is the correct answer. Who had a hit in the 90s with the song Hypnotize? Sean, of course, got it right. No, Jeff Bosey's not Fleetwood Mac. It's Biggie.
That's a good one. That's a good answer.
All right. Skates used in singles. We're just going through this question quick. We're not spending another 20 minutes on it. Skates used in singles and pair figure skating have a set of large, jagged teeth called a what on the front of each blade? Sean said ridges, and then Karen eventually agreed. Fremder says snatches. That's wrong. Bosey, I have no clue, but is this a plug for United Skates? No. The answer is toe pick.
I should have known that. I should have.
And that was a line from that movie. Every time like
Yes.
they fell, she's like, toe pick. Wanted to kill her.
Yeah.
I
No,
should've
that was a
known.
good clue.
I should have knew that too.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Clue.
Walter White gains a
This
notorious
one's gonna upset me.
reputation under what name? Sean said Sal, which he just gets credit for that because it's not even close, but I just like what he came up with. Jeff Bosey says Walter Blanco. Oh, John Rusiello from Florida. He's coming in late. So, yes, it was The Sound of Music. All right. Andrew Fremder got the correct answer. Actually, no, you didn't. Fremder said Eisenberg, but that's incorrect. It's Heisenberg.
Ah.
Heisenberg.
I should have known that too.
You should have known that. Let's see. Attila the Hun died on his honeymoon. What killed him? Choked on food, said Sean. Karen just passed on that one completely.
His wife.
Boshi says constipation killed him.
So close.
Fremder says Boba Fett. What the fuck? No, he drank on his honeymoon. His honeymoon lasted 30 days. He drank the whole 30 days and too much booze. It killed him.
Alcohol poisoning?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
it. That's the whole thing. That's a boring answer. What is the world's longest tongue measured from end to end? Sean said 3 feet. How is a guy gonna even like talk or walk, like live his life with a 3-foot tongue? That's
You know,
like
with 3 feet
no.
tongue, you don't need to talk to women.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
you just whip it out.
yeah, but you don't talk at all.
You can't walk. That thing is so. That's like falling out of you can't even hold that in your mouth.
Right.
That's what she said.
Karen said 5 inches. John Burko said 6 inches. Fremder 69 inches. Bosi says 4 inches. And yeah, you can't be catching flies like a frog, bro, says John. All right, Bosi, you were close. You weren't too far off. 3.9 inches. Nick Stoberl from California. All right. The next one was easy enough.
You got a
A
good
fruit
name.
that has seeds on the outside, strawberries.
Strawberry.
So,
I got that one first.
so you got, I
That's
think,
so many.
you got 2 right so far.
2 right.
Yeah.
How many I got left?
Well, we have 2 more questions to go.
I got 4.
You know what? I think you got this next one right, too. What is thalassophobia? The fear of long, narrow objects, the fear of knives. Hi, Larry. The fear of knives, the fear of noise. Karen said knives. Sean said long, narrow objects. Let's see. John Brecco said noise. John Rusiello said teeth. Bosi says he's afraid of swimming in the deep end of the pool. I don't know what they're talking about most of the time.
No.
They must be together.
The fear of long, narrowed objects making a sound like knives. There you go, Fremder.
Okay.
Okay. The answer is long, narrow objects. Nice job there.
Nice. Hey.
Yep.
That one day in school, I'm telling you, it worked. It paid off.
The one day you went to class in
That
prison.
one day I went to class in
That's
prison, but they forced me.
Well, they just wheeled you over. You had no
They
choice.
wheeled me over there. They was like, get up.
Oh, it's awful. The average man has how many erections during the day and how many erections at night? Sean said 10 during the day, 4 at night. Karen said 4 during the day, 6 at night. Bosi, I don't know. I have about 8 during the day and constantly throughout the night. Fremder, as many as the right hand will give me.
Good
I
answer.
knew that. That was a good one.
That was a good.
John Brecco says Karen would have thought Tony getting shot would be hit because Sean would be in jail. What? John Rusiello. John Rusiello must be behind. Yeah, he got the Attila the Hun question right. Oh, and he got 4 inches. You were close. It was 3.97. Fremdar, I heard the pharmacy just got robbed of all their Viagra. The police said to watch out for hardened criminals at large. Oh, goodness.
That was good.
Yeah. Well.
I'm mad that was good.
Really? Yeah?
It was
Yeah?
cheesy, but yeah.
Yeah.
It got over.
Men have 11 erections during the day and 9 erections at night.
9?
9.
What did I say? What was my one at night?
At night, you had 6. You only had 4 during the day, so you were close during the day and way off at night. So, all right, but nice job to both of you anyway.
Okay.
What are they
That was
watching?
so much fun. Cheers. Thank you
What
for
are they
that.
watching? Did you just say cheers? Thanks for that?
Yeah.
She's like, all right, now it's time. How do I get out of here?
No, I love it here.
Yeah?
I do. Thank you so much. This is fun.
This was fun.
It really was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, in all
I
seriousness,
mean-
this really was a big deal for me that you came
Oh
here.
my God.
Thank you so much.
so much for having me.
And
I'll
anytime.
come back, seriously. If you ask me back,
All right.
I'm here.
All right. So.
You'll come
And
back.
I come through this area quite a bit.
Oh, do you? What, to visit the Wading River?
So my best friends live in Melville.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
And then I
so
have
that's where you're going after
I have
this,
friends
or you
on the
heading
North
straight
Fork.
Back home.
I did say I probably would swing by to say hi.
We're out here.
I go to the North Fork a lot, and then in the summer I'm out in the Hamptons quite a bit. So I'll just swing over. I'll just come in and be like, "Hey, I'll just surprise you."
You
The element of surprise.
Open
Again,
invite.
Discuss that.
open invite, baby. You can
Thank you.
walk through those doors anytime.
Thank
That would be
you.
great. That would really be great. And the your dates are back up there. So
Thanks for that.
my pleasure. So
You
that's this
never
weekend.
performed here before?
No.
You what?
I've never. He's like, you've never performed here before, and I'm like, no.
Oh,
I've
never performed at Governor's?
performed at Governor's. So whoever is watching that can
Holy
actually
shit!
get me. I don't know how that has happened. I really don't.
None of the sister clubs neither.
No.
So you,
And I'm friends with producers that regularly produce here, like in the Giggle Room or whatever. It just never. I don't know why, but I'm.
oh, I could. Yeah, as far as the guys who produce, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll get Patera on the phone today. And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would love it.
Oh, all right.
Or come in.
Consider it done. Wow. But yes, open invite for this room, man.
Thank
Anytime.
you. Thanks for
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, this was a
Thanks
lot of
for
fun.
having me.
You were a lot of fun. We really appreciate it. And Sean, what do you got this weekend? Anything?
This weekend, nothing.
Nothing?
Just go by the club. Hopefully they throw me on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's done right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's and I know
I'm
that's.
I'm in that stage right now. Watch this.
Listen, I'm in that stage too. Don't even let it. I mean,
Oh.
honestly, yeah.
It's depressing though when you don't get on stage, yeah. You just gotta sit there like a prig and talk to everybody.
I wouldn't let it. It
Oh
happens.
yeah, I
It's
mean the
part of
first
it.
2 times it was hurtful and stuff like that, like not getting picked for the fucking baseball team and stuff like that. But now,
The amount of triggers that being a stand-up comic, it's like my entire childhood, literally.
Right.
I get triggered in a way that I'm just like rocking back and forth, and I'm like, why do I keep doing this to myself?
hold yourself at night.
Or my
like,
husband's
why-
like, what's the goal of this again? I'm like, if you ask me that question one more time, what's the goal of doing? What is the goal? I'm like, okay, you know what? There is no goal. All right. The
There you
goal
go.
Oh,
The goal
shit.
is-
is me being happy.
That's it. Yeah, just show and play it up.
I-
James, you have no idea what it took for me to get here today. I wheeled here all the way from Patcho.
I thank him for nothing. Oh, thanks, James.
Oh yeah,
Say hi.
absolutely. Well, no, that's actually very smart. Let him know that you were there.
Yeah.
He likes the guys, the people that are like, that are
Yeah.
doing it, that are, pushing themselves and trying to make it happen.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
That's
But
it, man.
I like hanging out here now.
You like, yeah, it's fun hanging out here,
Fun
and
hanging out.
so far, the word about you is nothing but positive stuff.
Yeah, I don't want a
This is
bad
great.
rep.
Yeah. Oh, I would tell you.
Yeah.
I would tell you if there was
Uh-huh.
anything negative going around, but there's not. And you got Carrie Karavis backing you up, which is a
Yeah.
huge deal. Do you know Carrie?
She's amazing.
Oh, she's fantastic.
She
but
is absolutely
she's pushing him.
amazing.
You
I
still
just-
on?
Such a talented woman.
I lost my screen, and so it switched to that. What just? But we're still on. But my screen just.
Carrie's out here a lot performing.
Oh yeah, and Carrie.
She's-
I mean,
She's a powerhouse.
yeah, powerhouse is the
Absolute
perfect
powerhouse.
word for her.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan.
Wait, we still live?
Oh yeah, we're still on. I
We're
just.
still on. We just can't see ourselves in the screen. Everything.
My-
It's okay.
yeah.
We'll just keep going.
You can see. You can see.
Oh, but-
wait a minute. It was. Oh, there we
there we
go.
are, there we
I don't know what just happened, but yeah, I lost it
That's
on the.
when it's a live show. Things like this can happen.
And it happens around here a lot.
Regularly.
All right, we are getting out of here. Today is Tuesday, so Mark Hirschman, Mike Keegan tonight at 9:00. Hershey and the Keegs, they'll be live in here, and they are happening this week. Last week they canceled last minute on me, those sons of bitches. Then let's see. Tomorrow we're off. We're not in here tomorrow. Circling the Drain is on tomorrow night at 7. I'm back in here on Thursday we have a professional dancer coming in here on
Wow.
Thursday. Stephanie Falciano. She's a Long Island actress and
man, you
dancer.
gotta-
What? What's the matter?
The way you said that, man. That was
What?
professional dancer is a setup.
No, not like a pole dancer or anything.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
pervert.
explain that, yo. Like, what are you
Professional
talking about?
dancer. Any decent classy person just knows that's a professional dancer. I'm not bringing a pole in.
Damn.
Sorry.
It'll fit.
So come on back. Maybe she'll lap dance.
All right. When is it?
Thursday.
Thursday.
And then on Friday, me and Andy will be here. Linda Marcus Smith and Helene Witt are coming in.
Oh, nice.
Do you know them?
Yeah, I know them. I mean, not personally, but I
you know who they are?
know who they are.
They've been in here a few times. Helene Witt.
I know Helene.
Linda Marcus Smith is from Vegas, but she comes here several times a year and performs at various clubs.
That's fantastic.
Helene Witt, she actually, back in the 60s, met the Beatles several times and has pictures that she took with them and of them. So she brings it in. She brings them in all the time.
Okay, that is so cool.
That's very cool.
It is cool.
The Beatles were a band in the 60s that had, a few hits.
Ringo Starr and Yellow Submarine.
I know, we've been...
I love that. They sound like great gas.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And they both do stand-up, and they're firecrackers. They're lovely. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that's the story. And don't forget, this weekend, if you want to come see a show at Governor's, let's see, Nikki Smiggs is here this weekend. Joe Curry. Wally Collins, the Uptown Comedy Show. Those are just some of the names performing on a Governor's Comedy Club stage this weekend. Don't forget, Hershey and the Keegs on December 1st, playing at the Brokerage with Brandon Lackaruba, Pat O'Rourke, headlined by Richie Byrne, and yours truly is guest spotting for doing 5 minutes. And, of course, the Belmore and Brokerage as well, this Friday, December 21st. Come join us for a fun murder mystery holiday-themed murder mystery show at the Brokerage with us, Knockem Dead Comedy. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's that. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and your Wednesday. We'll see you Thursday. Once again, Sean, Elliott, thank you, pal.
No problem.
Karen Krents with an S.
Guys,
this was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys later.
What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Absolutely. Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events,